Today on When Calls the Heart, we talk about chocolate cake, volume estimates, stolen documents, and possible broken hearts. What the heck with that ending? We're talking all about it. Stay tuned, Hearties.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, Hearties. Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. We are here doing When Calls the Heart, AfterBuzz TV after show.
Here we go. There we go.
There it is. Kind of solemn a little bit today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini, and joining me, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm James Lott Jr., and I just want to say the reason why I wasn't here, I had a death in my family, and another one. And I want to dedicate the show to her. Her name was Margarita, and I used to call her La Reina, which in Spanish means the queen.
The queen.
And we laid her to rest this weekend, so I want to thank everybody for the shout-outs and the prayers. Special mention to the Mitten Hearties. I was supposed to meet up with them this weekend in Michigan, and I heard they had to cancel anyway because of an ice storm. I just heard that just now.
Yeah, there's a lot of snow in the Midwest right now.
It's spring. What's going on? But I want to give a shout out to Patricia and to Janette, who we were working things out, and I was supposed to be there. But I will get there, but I want to thank everyone again for just, once again, Hearties show up. Right, Minister? They show up.
Always.
They show up, and I want to thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So things we'll definitely cover in this episode. We'll be talking about Carson's birthday and the birthday cake mishaps, of course.
Funny,
Stolen records from Gowan, but, actually doing the right actions afterwards.
Yes.
More math than we'd like to admit.
Yes.
With Jesse. That was a lot of math.
Yes.
And what the heck with the ending with Jack? Don't worry, Hearties.
We're going to talk about it.
We will
Don't
get
worry.
to it.
There's a full episode we want to talk about first.
Yes. We're going to keep our show more positive today.
Yes, we'll get there.
And
we're going to get there.
we will talk about the elephant in the room.
Marisa, your makeup is pretty today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she's sparkly today.
I am. I'm half sparkly. My shirt is like half diva with the sequins and half not.
Yes.
But before we get all the way into it, what were your quick thoughts, James?
So minus the ending, because we did that there, just minus that. It was a great episode. Again, showcasing the town and the various characters. And the relationships, and just and another person came to town. Every time somebody comes to town, I get nervous.
I know.
Whether it's a male or female doesn't matter. When they come to town, I'm like, what are they here for?
And this time it was a female.
I know.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to that. But I was like, but overall, I thought it was there was some great kind of. I dig deep into these shows.
Always.
It was so good to see certain characters have grown. That's what I see in this episode. And then, of course, the kids being mischievous. But I'm thinking of Jesse and Gowan both, how much they have grown from when we first met them.
I agree.
So, I like it. What do you think about the episode?
Yes, a lot of character growth. Overall, it was, I don't want to say light, but it was a very easy episode.
Yeah.
Or easy, and I say like everything was going fairly well for everybody until the last 20 seconds, which, don't worry, we'll get to it, Hearties, don't worry.
I see you guys in there, we'll get there, but yes.
But overall, it did, as an entirety, love
it was a good episode. Rachel Snyder says, rarely good when someone new comes to town.
I know.
That's always like...
I know.
Because Rosemary was not talking about, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yes. But first, let's talk about Jesse and all the math that he had to do. So, poor Jesse.
Okay, first of all,
damaged
Marisa
his rotator cuff.
We're not math people.
No. Oh, my gosh.
I was mortified.
No, that's my father, not me. I'm the creative person here. I mean, I'm more middle brain, but I'm like way more creative than I am analytical in math. I'm actually good with like fixed numbers, but any numbers that change in values,
same here.
Nope.
Same here.
Nope. But your thoughts on Jesse? So unfortunately he damaged his rotator cuff, but Lee kind of, not to say benched him, but gave him an office position, and it involves with a lot of math and volume estimates. But what were your thoughts of Jesse and how he had tackled this challenge?
It's again, I've been a fan of Jesse from the beginning, so you know that, and I
always have.
I always have been. That's one thing I've always been, and it was great to see him again grow some more, and separately, and with Clara, and with Lee, and with Elizabeth. We got to see him with several characters this episode as he was going through this kind of math journey. And so it was so nice to see him be comfortable enough to talk to Clara, be comfortable enough to go to Elizabeth. I mean, like he went for help. He didn't try any underhandedness or try to play it off, because Lee told him it's very important the numbers are correct.
Double check your work.
Yes.
I would fail that so bad.
Me too.
So
bad. Yeah.
Math is the only subject I did not get
here.
an A.
Same here. Math was my thing,
Right.
so I felt for him.
Nope.
But again, Elizabeth's the best teacher on earth, so I would go to her too.
Yeah, I did, but I did love showing like a vulnerability of Jesse, and he admitted that, but he was afraid to admit it to Clara. Your thoughts of him like admitting that he didn't have the proper education for it, but coming around in the end.
That would be embarrassing, especially for a man. Especially back then, men are a little macho. Men are that's how we are. That's how we made up. To admit you have a flaw like education, where I didn't go past a certain grade. That would be, and to tell your woman that, you would think she'd look at you differently. Like, well, he's dumb. Or he's this, and when or
just uneducated.
And I love that she was like, I'm so glad you're telling me this. I know you didn't always have a lot when you were growing up. She understood. She totally understood, and so hopefully I will show his character. I can trust her. I can come to her with anything as they're building a relationship.
Yeah.
And so I like that he overcame that and talked to her, and that her reaction was great. Because if it had been another direction, she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you don't," then it probably would have wounded him.
Yeah.
And made it worse.
I did love Clara's reaction. It was very understanding. Again, one of the ups and downs of the relationship is definitely building. But I did love how Jesse was, he had the courage enough to go to Elizabeth to actually get the help. Because he really wanted to do this math and all of this and actually learn. And he sought the help for it. And, Elizabeth, just as great as a teacher she is.
She's the best teacher. She's the best teacher. I want her as my teacher. Teach me some stuff. Like Marisa Carr says, never too old to learn.
You aren't.
But math,
I actually forgot the formula for finding volume. I was like, it's
same here.
length times width times height. Should have just called my dad, but it's like we don't use math every single day.
We really don't. I mean, I don't. I mean, I do.
People say you need math every day. It depends on what field you're in.
Yes, that's very true.
Just saying.
Yes.
But it is important, especially because it's tax season too. Coincidentally.
Yes, that's very true.
I did love how Elizabeth helped him with math and gave him good advice about going to Clara, because it's a good relationship and Clara should understand.
I was nervous at first when Carson was telling him that he had this rotator thing and the cuff thing happen. My mom had a rotator cuff go out, and it took her months to get it. The rotator cuffs are not to play with.
It's anything with shoulders.
Yes.
I once jarred my shoulder and it was awful.
Yeah, it's nice. So, but I was afraid he was going to try to still do work. I'm glad that Lee was like, I have a job for you. I was laughing a little bit because he was talking about what the job was. He's like, yeah, I can do it. Okay, I can do it. I was like, oh no, don't mess up. But like, he was very smart about it.
Yeah.
So I was very happy with that.
I did like that, and it did show character growth, because when he did come around to Clara in the end, and especially when you brought it up, the line when she's like, you didn't come from much.
Yeah, much.
But you're working to improve yourself, and like, I love that, because at the same time, Gowan was listening in that conversation, and there's just some parallelisms going on, because Gowan didn't come back from much, and he's rebuilding himself too. Yes, we know the whole Gowan redemption storyline, but I did like how coincidentally they were in the same scene, and it could be applied to Gowan's life as well.
Yes,
Gowan's learning a little bit from Jesse.
They had a conversation. I'm glad they had a conversation. I'm glad they're making them cross paths here and there. They're two guys who were different characters, but did wrong for different reasons.
Yeah, but the principles are still there.
They're still there, and they're still trying to redeem. And are we talking about Gowan now? Are we talking about that? Are we talking about now? No.
A little bit later.
Okay.
A little bit
so,
later.
but yeah, I did like their scene together. So I did like that.
Yeah, I did that. You know what's another show we like? Conversations with Maria Menounos.
That's right.
So you guys, if you tune into Conversations with Maria Menounos, our founder of AfterBuzz TV, she has an awesome podcast show on iTunes, Conversations with Maria Menounos.
Yes, that's right.
Drops every Friday. Definitely check it out on iTunes.
Yes.
So go to iTunes, subscribe, rate, comment, and leave a comment there, and let her know that it was us, Marissa and James from Wynn Calls the Heart, who sent you there to go listen to
And
her
she
show.
knows who we are, so
Yeah.
yeah, say our names.
Celebrity influencers, amazing interviews from like all different types of people around the world.
She's done pets. She did a whole series on pet care. She talks to celebrities. She talks to health people on cooking, food. I mean, everything.
Health, wellness, fitness,
Yes,
everything.
everything.
Like, honestly, it's an amazing show. If you want to, improve on your life, just like these people are, and it's a great show to listen to. It's very important.
She wants you to have the best life possible. So she's going to give you guests and topics that are going to tell you that. And that's every Friday.
Yeah, every Friday on iTunes. Conversation with Maria Menounos.
That's right.
All right, so let's get into actually Carson.
Oh, yeah, Carson, okay.
It's his birthday.
Yes, it's like, yay, his birthday.
So Carson and Robert and Cody kind of like all mixed together.
They are
Also,
related.
of course, with Faith.
Yeah.
I did love how it was Faith's idea to
And Abigail was like, oh,
throw
how
this
sweet.
party. What are your thoughts of Faith in this episode? First of all, throwing the party, giving him the harmonica, and all of this, because people are really wanting Faith and Carson to be together.
I just love Andrea so much.
I know.
She just lights up the
We
screen
love
when she's
her.
on, and just as a person. I want them together, and Paul too. We love both. I mean, in real life, we know both of them, and they're just so great. Such great people that I want their characters together. They're cute together. They're doctor and nurse. She was so cute and sweet in this episode, trying to pull all this stuff together. I'm like, oh, this could be a great season 6 storyline with them. Some great stuff with them coming together.
Did you expect a kiss in this episode? Because I sure did. I kind of did. If someone threw me a birthday party, I'd like,
You have to kiss them.
totally
Yeah, you have to
give them a
Oh, Andrea
kiss
said, I
and
love you
granted-
guys too.
Oh, hi, Andrea.
Said, oh, Andrea, you're in this. I didn't even know
What's
you were
up,
in the
Andrea?
chat. Oh my God,
Yes.
we love you.
We love
you.
Faith. We
Yes,
love you.
We do. Oh, that's
Yes.
that just made my day.
But like, I was kind of expecting a kiss in this episode.
Oh, I did.
I mean, there was a moment they were together, like they hugged, but I was like,
yes.
that's it? Come
Yes.
on, Carson. Give her a bigger thank you than that.
yeah.
That's just
yes,
me.
that's just you. I mean, it was a big
That's
party and
me.
everything. Like, hello.
I know.
But I guess
Maybe their first kiss won't be PDA. Maybe it'll be
I don't know. I said separate. It'll be in private.
definitely private. It might be private.
Maybe private. But yeah, I thought
they're
it was.
building to it.
I'm glad they had the character of Faith on, and it was a cute storyline. It was just very sweet. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
Did Carson ever say thank you? He did, didn't he?
He walked in. He was like,
Yeah.
"Thanks so much for all
Yeah,
of this."
he said something like yes. He said something like.
I would have taken a thank you kiss, but moving on. Moving on. But before even the party, we had the whole Robert and Cody birthday cake mishap. Your thoughts of this? This was actually really funny.
I actually have done this before, so I would
Boys,
tell you. So
what?
it's really funny when maybe the writers had done it before too as a kid, where you cut the cake in a certain position and you push it together.
But it's still cut in the middle.
I was a kid. I was dumb. I was a kid. I was a boy. I was a kid. I was a boy kid.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys, and we did it because we wanted cake, and I remember doing that as a kid, and it really doesn't work. I mean, it didn't really work either.
No, of course not.
It didn't work. Of course.
It's cut. It's still cut in the middle.
It makes no sense. But for me personally, this was a funny part of the storyline. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And when he dropped the cake, it's like because he turned around and walked off. I was like, "Where's he going?" And the cake, and I was like,
Just
"Oh my!" That was so funny. Those two together. I think they can have their own little spin-off show. I was like, they're so fun together.
Robert's
those
a
two.
little troublemaker.
Oh, he totally
And I
is.
kind of love it. He's like not a terrible influence, but he's a bad influence
Oh,
on
he tries
Cody.
to- and he has like
every once in a
curly-ish
while.
hair and wavy hair, and he looks so drastically different. And it's like he looks like somebody would be a little bit mischievous kid,
Totally.
while Cody would be like the kind of angelic kid, like, no, I don't want to try, I won't do that. But like he goes along with his friend, they go along together. You all have that friend that makes you do things you shouldn't do sometimes. I had that at one point.
I didn't have a
Or
friend.
maybe I was that
I
friend.
had a brother like that.
You like that girl
I
too?
mean, I do have a brother like
yeah,
that.
she has a brother still. She has a brother. But you know what I mean? It's
We
always
were
that-
up to no good when we were
See?
kids.
See?
And like there was one night, not to completely digress, we flung green Jello across our kitchen because that was fun.
Green Jello.
Green
First of all, why did you
My
serve you
mom was
green
not
Jell-O?
happy, but it happens.
Okay.
Kids will be kids.
Kids will
It's
be
not
kids.
just boys. It's
So
like
it was-
sometimes you just do stupid things when you're a kid.
Oh, and Valerie Sower says, I thought the irony of Elizabeth laughing at their cake. I tweeted her asking if she should be laughing, #season 1. That's actually pretty
yeah,
funny. Yes,
that is.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So that's good. Anyways, yeah.
But how do you think Abigail handled this situation and let the boys actually remedy their situation?
Again, she's so good, and I just like, do you have anything you want to tell me? Is there anything else
Anything
you want
else?
to tell me? And I'm glad. And actually, we saw a softer side of Yost.
We did.
We saw a little softer side when he came in, and they were short, 2 cents? And he's like,
Yeah.
that's fine. He's like,
Close enough.
Close enough. And that was kind of cool. They were going to do this. I love the whole story. Again, you're teaching the kids to be self-sufficient and learn lessons, and Abigail's a good mom. And
I'm glad they came around on their own. Like, you can definitely tell they already felt bad.
Yes.
And it was just a little nudge from Abigail, be like, is there something you want
Yes.
to tell me? And they eventually said it on their own.
Yeah.
They
And
could have
what-
just kept up the lie and the facade, but
the cake. When
but
they,
it was endearing when they tried again.
Yes.
You know,
I
spent their money.
loved watching her watch them.
Yeah, she was enjoying
and
it.
she was totally enjoying it. She was like, this is like, it was hilarious. And they really were trying to figure it out. I mean, even that cake didn't look so great.
Folding sugar is not easy.
No, I can't do it. So I'm like, I can't judge, but they were doing okay. They were like, they're working it out.
I can't cook to save my life, so
Yes.
I'll give them these 2 boys trying to make up for another cake. And that cake, as messy as it looked, it still looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, right now, because I can't have like sugar.
Sugar.
That's how all the parts of the cake looked good to me last night. I was like, ooh, I would love to have some chocolate cake.
But I did love how it was Elizabeth, Florence, and Yost. Like, let's try your cake, and that adult solidarity
Yes.
support.
Yes.
I did
Yes.
like that. That was funny, even though you can definitely tell it did not taste probably good.
No.
But it was still funny to see the adults
Someone's like,
still
how do you
support
fold
the kids.
sugar? I know. Trust me, I don't know either. I have no idea.
You're looking at, we're the creative people.
I know,
We're not the
exactly.
cooks. Maria's the cook, not
Yeah,
us.
Marisa's the cook. She probably does. I don't know how to fold sugar, so I don't know that either.
I didn't even know where to begin with that. Honestly, you won't find me dead in a kitchen. I said that before. But I did love this. It was a good lesson for the kids.
Yes.
And kids, who are watching the show can learn from this too.
This season-
Be honest up front. It's the message. Be honest up front.
Yes. But the kids this season have really, as we get closer to the season close, they really showcase these kids. These kids did a great job. These actors, and I'm just calling them actors. I didn't just kid actors. These actors did a great job this season with their storylines.
Yeah.
They really held up.
And what I really liked is that no matter what age you are, you're always still a student. And look at Jesse. He's in his 20s, and
that's
he
true.
was the one in the pews learning at school,
Yeah.
not the kids. I mean, we saw the kids for like a brief second,
Yeah.
but they were leaving class.
Yeah.
It was Jesse was the student
Yep.
today, and I like that. It really doesn't matter what age you are.
Very true.
Forever student.
Yes.
Boom. All right, let's get into Eleanor. This new woman comes to town, Eleanor Roberts. We find out that she's Lee's silent partner. First of all, like, Lee and Eleanor are talking. I'm like, wait, who's Sam?
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah.
Like, have we ever seen him, mentioned him? And then
I don't
apparently
think-
there's a silent partner. I'm like, oh, yeah, very silent.
yeah.
So-
That was almost text you like, who's Sam?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
No, I tweeted out. I was like, wait, did I miss something? Did I miss an episode? I don't know. But what were your thoughts of Eleanor? Did you trust her
No.
at the beginning?
No.
No.
I'm with my girl Rosemary. I was like, something is up with her.
Rosemary was not happy.
Her face you show a picture right now. That fake picture is hilarious, Marissa. The way you screenshot it. Because she was looking at her like, wait a minute.
She's not believing it.
No, and Rosemary she would know a person who's kind of doing shady stuff. And the way she was like, she asked all these questions, and then Lee's just like, oh, blah, blah. Yeah, I like this, and I love the whole episode was about female intuition. That was the whole episode.
Yes.
Her and Abigail talked about that. You gotta trust female intuition, and I trust it. I have sisters and mother. I trust female intuition.
Yeah. I trust my own intuition.
Yes, yeah, I trust it.
So far, I've been right every single time
Yes,
with
you
everyone
have.
who comes in here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true, but like I did like how Rosemary already, because when Eleanor was asking so many questions, a
Yes.
little too many questions for the sawmill, just trying to get all the business knowledge. We have that for here at AfterBuzz.
You're right.
People
I know.
come in
I'm
and
sure.
out of AfterBuzz all the time, trying to figure out how we run our stuff. No, we're awesome. That's just it.
Right, hello.
Like, we're not going to tell you our secrets. We're just awesome.
That's right.
But like, Lee's doing a great job, and for his business so well that Eleanor it piqued her interest. She's trying to start her own sawmill in Benson Hills and trying to get Gowan involved. Your thoughts?
Went right to him, and I was saying, and when he thought about it, you could tell, again, great character development, great acting also by him. By Martin. The whole thing was he was going back and forth in his brain. And I was like, okay, please don't go the route like I think you're going to do. Well, I'm going to quit. I'm going to do the sawmill. I'm like, okay. I was still nervous. And then when she sits there, they have that talk, and she's telling him that he wants Lee's. What papers? They want some papers.
Investment properties, yes. As I'm going through my notes here, she wants Lee's customer and pricing lists.
Yeah.
You're going to take them from his office. Get comfortable. I'm like, woman, who do you think you are?
She's like, she got gangster all of a sudden. She was like, okay,
Got
Gowan.
dark.
She did, and she was like, Gowan, like she tried to read him a little bit too, like, okay, well, you're not that innocent yourself. You're a man of whatever. She's like, either you're in or you're not or out. She's like, either you're in or out.
Seriously devalued. It's just the way that like she was trying to read him.
She did. I was like,
people
wow.
don't think you're great. It was more so like in layman's terms. Like people don't think you're as valuable as you really are, but you could use some value to me and stuff. But like the way she was delivering her lines, like you're gonna take them
the actress was great.
from your office. It was like basically duh. Like it was just the way she delivered it was so well.
Yeah, the actress was great. I don't know her name, but she was great. Like Janette says, when she called him devalued, I was like, no, she didn't. I know. I was like, wow, she is reading him. But Martin was so good how he showed his conflictedness when he was sitting there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the old guy I just go for it and do it. But when he said yes, I'm like, no. I was like, no. He said yes. I'm like, oh no, what's this gonna do?
It's more like question mark. Yes.
But I was like, he's going that direction, and I was getting upset a little bit, going, no, don't slide back. Because it's possible with him to slide back. With him, it's possible. But I'm like, so funny doing. I mean, that's how invested I am in the character. I'm like, don't do it. So anyway, that's how I felt about that.
No, I did like that because we've seen that slow progression of Gowan and his redemption. But I did like this time around where Gowan actually knew that this was something wrong, and he was actually conflicted. I mean, a year ago, he'd be like, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
How come I haven't done that for you already?
Right.
But now he's actually taken a moment to reflect on it. And he realizes that there's something wrong and shady about this woman and their actions and what she's asking him to do. And I like that. He took a moment.
Kate Isaac is her name.
Yes.
And apparently she's been sweet on Twitter. So I'm going to follow her on Twitter. I mean, she's a great actress. I mean, she was good at it.
She was fantastic.
Oh, she was good. But you said delivery wasn't because she was cold. She was cold. And see, Rosemary was right. Mm-hmm.
And I like it was from a woman, too.
Yeah, but
women can be great
It's the
villains
first
as well.
woman female villain, right?
So far.
Like straight out villain, not like.
Or just like completely antagonistic, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like what's her name? Oh my God, I'm thinking of her name. She wasn't really a villain.
You're thinking of Greta, who was just here.
Yeah. It wasn't really
she
a villain.
wasn't.
Not really a villain. Just kind of, But yeah, this was she was out and out like I'm out for blood. Poor Lee. Try to attack
Not
our
for
Lee.
property.
Yeah.
But I did love how Gowan set it all up. It's like, yes, I will steal these, but I will catch you in the act anyways. And we got Bill involved. Did like that.
Yeah, I know Bill. Well, I was funny with that one scene when they were walking, he just walked up to Gowan and he's like, so I heard you took that job, you're leaving. And he was trying to read him too. Like, I mean, not to say poor Gowan, but like just that he was getting it from all sides, except for from Abigail. But everybody else was giving him shade about, like, you're not going to really change. Like, well, man, this could be my chance to change. I mean, like, things, you never know what's going to happen. I know they're all kind of they're reinforcing in him, you were bad. So he has to really overcome that because he was bad.
Well, he's labeled as bad. Unfortunately, people are still going to be wary around him. I mean, I still am. But I'm seeing the progression. Yes, I said it.
She sees it.
But also, when you're offered a job and you can't, disclose any information about it, those are also red flags too.
Yeah.
And even Abigail was like, if you can't talk about it, how good is it?
Okay.
Your thoughts on the whole Abigail Gowan conversation throughout this episode?
A few people were talking in here.
I know you probably love this.
I do.
You're smiling. I can't. I was like, Jamie's gonna flip over this. I thought about it.
Yes, I
He's already laughing.
I do. I'm all in. I'm all the way in.
Romantically?
I'm in. Yes, I'm in.
I'm not for the romance.
I'm sold.
Not for the romance.
I'm sold.
I'm totally fine with them being like civil business partners, friends. Keep it friends. We don't need a relationship.
I'm in.
We don't.
We need a relationship.
We don't need a love relationship with them.
We do.
We don't.
We do. I'm all in. I'm sold.
All right, let me know. Let us know, Hearties.
Yeah,
are you all in, or are you just like arm's distance like I am?
But for me, it was so again, great acting between Lori and Martin. Always great cinematography. We always put out some of these shows. I love how they shoot certain scenes. Going back to the production standpoint of this, I look at I look at everything. And the dialogue was just I like the dialogue. I mean, I was like, okay, this may not happen. Obviously, only one episode left, but I feel season 6 is going to be relationship. They're going to go on a date. Okay, we're not really doing any predictions. That's going to be my prediction for next season. They're going to go on a date.
That's your future prediction.
Future prediction. Abigail.
Okay,
that's right.
Fair. That's your prediction.
She fights it every once in a while, but she'll come around at some point.
We'll get to my prediction. Yeah, but I did also like Bill in this episode. He had a funny moment at the begining of the episode. The whole clinking of the jail.
Well, we learned Carson is claustrophobic.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like
maybe
anything.
that's like a preface for something that's about to
so
come.
too. I think so too. But that's a good little tidbit to learn, and that he doesn't like, because I couldn't last in here, and when he was a kid, and he got locked in a room for like, what did he say, 30 minutes, something the story went. But I like that we learned that about him, a little something about him, that he's not perfect, that he has a phobia of sorts. Some of us have phobias. I'm scared of carrots and feet, but that's another story.
You are?
Yes, I have a phobia against feet and carrots.
What?
I know, it's
carrots. What's so scary about carrots?
It's a total phobia. Phobias are irrational fears. I have an irrational fear of carrots.
You don't like carotene? Okay. That's probably why you have bad vision.
Exactly. I can't see nothing. Or anything. Like my better grammar.
We completely digress. Okay.
Yes. But anyway, but I liked we learned that about him, and that was a funny scene. And then he had to go because Jesse got hurt. And you see Bill trying to because you don't get locked in there, of course, he gets locked, but it was just kind of
like a heartbeat. Some sounds better.
I like that.
I was like, all right, Bill. Because you always see every time you put someone away that he's always like,
yes.
clink.
Yes, he likes that.
Clink. So I get it.
Yes, Bill has
needs
become the comedian. Yes, he has.
All right, so before we get to the meat and potatoes of this episode, shout out some Hearties.
Okay, you guys, I want to say for sure, Melissa Langley, who's on Twitter, because she's always like, World Masterpiece Chickens, Erica Porras, and I say this every time, Janette MSU.
What's up, Janette?
Hope Moorhead, Jamie Ann 211, Jessica Fazio, Sierra Schloloblom, I Heart Knit, Vanessa O'Hare, Christine Fossnight, Marisa Carr, DRB 4448. That's Dawn. Is that Dawn?
Yes.
Hi, Dawn.
Dawn.
Oh, yeah, I was at that. Trista Calstein, Rebecca Kay, Kelly Fogg, Mary Cole, Debbie Welch, the Queen of Regal. Who are you?
Oh, hey. No, she's been on my Once Upon a Time.
Oh, yeah, I don't know you. I'm like, okay, Queen of Regal, if I know you're not.
Queen Regals.
Aaron Allen. Oh, Once Upon a Time. Casey Simpson, Jamie Pickett, John G 500. I believe I said your name correctly. They say Jimmy Ann 211. Christian Davis, WYTV. I don't know that one either. Lori Meeker. We have some great. You guys
Hi, Hearties.
We have 260 people in the chat.
Woo!
This is amazing. Rebecca
That's
Kay,
a lot.
Jennifer Barbary, Marge Stark. Yes, you are all.
Hearties are showing up.
Emily Johnson, yeah, you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Kimberly Rude, Tony.
And we had a nice comment in the iTunes as well.
Ooh,
so not only on YouTube, guys, you can always go to our iTunes, AfterBuzz TV, One Calls the Heart, and leave us a nice 5-star review.
Yes.
And, there's no other stars because I'm not good with numbers other than 5. So just give us 5 stars and leave us a nice review and comment, and we'll read them. So just like this one, as I pull it up, I had it. This nice review that just was left. Sorry.
Okay.
I know. I'm trying not to.
Pat Conley, Valerie Slover,
shout some more
56. Celtic Knots 56. I just saw a name that I was like, that looks familiar. Kenzie Morris, Gavin
I have it. All right. Thank you, Hearties. We got a nice 5-star review that, oh my goodness, iTunes is actually being problematic for me. I'm sorry. So I had it.
Well, here's one. Kristen Davis says, hey, I've been a fan of Marissa's forever.
Oh, hey.
Great hearing and seeing you, James. Wow, a fan of yours forever.
Thank
Kristen
you.
Davis.
I have done a lot of shows here.
Yes, yes.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. It's not pulling up for some
reason.
Okay,
we'll do it next time.
We'll problematic. But thank you, everyone. Tune into iTunes.
Love Marissa since OUAT.
Oh, yeah, because thank you. I did Once Upon a Time as.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I guessed it on show one time. I guessed it on show.
Yes, you did.
I did.
That was a fun show.
That was fun.
But yeah, so tune into iTunes, our audio version.
Yes.
And we'll read our comments.
We do.
And we got a lot of ratings and comments.
We do.
We'll
So
maybe
thank you.
we can have our special guest next week read some.
Yes.
That's another announcement.
Yes,
For
another announcement
later. Tune into that. All right, let's get to it.
Am I saying that? Wait for big therapy moment. Yes.
Yeah, it's the therapy, guys. We have 25 minutes to digest all of this.
Yes.
The ending.
Thanks for laughing tonight. We needed
Elizabeth,
that. Oh,
yes. Thank you.
We're happy.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth, she gets unfortunate news from this mysterious Mountie who just appears out of the shadows.
Yeah, it was out of the shadow. Like, it really was out of the shadows.
And it's news about Jack.
Yes.
Is he still alive? And he says, I'm sorry. And Elizabeth just breaks down.
Okay. I want to
crying, wailing.
Okay. Many of you guys, some of you know, I cover the soaps, I watch the soaps, and there is one, if anybody knows any soap stuff, I'm going to tie this in really quick. On Days of Our Lives years ago, my favorite actress, Kristen Alfonso, who plays Hope Brady, they killed her son. They rarely kill kids on TV. They just rarely do that. And it was a similar scene when the doctor looks at her and the realization that she goes, I'm sorry. You can go on YouTube, it's there. The way she wails, just give me goosebumps right now. If you watched General Hospital years ago, there's a scene where BJ's heart goes into her cousin Maxie. And the one mother is like, we found a heart for our daughter, and realizes it's her niece. Where she goes, not Barbara Jean, and falls to the ground. So why I'm tying this into is Erin's performance in that scene. That was literally, 30 seconds? Erin's recognition on her face.
The breakdown.
And that wail.
/ the meltdown.
No, the wail.
The wailing.
Made me, I started sobbing like a baby. Because it made me, and what I want to know from her, and maybe one day we'll you remember the story, yeah, killing Zach was horrible on These Are Lives, yeah. I wonder where she went as an actress to find that, because I could imagine losing my kids or but I've had a lot of loss, obviously, in the last year and a half. And I would say losing my brother was the closest thing to what the wailing felt for me, the way she did it. It was so realistic. It was so quick. We went from this happy episode, and I remember I stood up. Now, I want to hear how your reaction was too. When I stood up, I was screaming at TV. I was like, "No!" I had this visceral reaction to the Mountie coming in, to that when she said, "Just say it," or say something. I started screaming at TV. I mean, I don't do that very often, and I just found myself doing that. And when they and again, production note, when they panned out, and Abigail is trying to
pick her up.
Yes, and she fought, and just that. I was gonna tears my eyes again just now, because I'm like, this is such a. It was so powerfully done. So what was your initial reaction when you saw it? You saw it first.
I
saw it later. I didn't see it till
because
later.
I was just live tweeting all this. You tend to lose a lot of information when you're live tweeting,
yes.
so you have to generally go back.
Yes.
I first, because it was such a short moment, I was like, wait, what? Literally, what? And I had to rewind it.
Oh,
I had to actually rewind it and have them explain to me again that, is he still alive? And the Mountie says, I'm sorry, no. There was no exchange of actual names.
No, I know, right.
But when she actually asked Jack, she named Jack.
She did.
And he said, I'm sorry. That was kind of like a confirmation of possible death. But also, I'm very, and the whole pullback image, and if you look at it, I love the framing of this.
Oh, no,
I love
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Because it literally says Northwest Mountie Police.
Yeah.
Mountie Police. With Jack. And Elizabeth is crying. And just...
I know.
Literally, I was
speechless
yes. Because the only thing I could think of was, what? This felt like a moment that could have been a finale cliffhanger.
Yes.
So I was just surprised it came so early in this episode, or it was the last thing of this, but early, not as a finale, but the penultimate episode to a finale. And it just leaves a lot of questions. Is Jack really gone? Is he dead? But also, we watch so much television and movies and stuff. I can't really confirm deaths until I actually physically see it on screen. We only have word of mouth. And we know messages get lost in translation all the time. Hello, Romeo and Juliet.
All right.
But it's just, we need the visual confirmation that he's not there anymore. And we haven't seen him yet.
No, we haven't.
So that's why I'm still trying to stay positive that he's alive or something happened. But we don't know. We don't know the production end of it.
We don't.
What's going behind the scenes of the actual show. So
I just know for me, because
there's a lot of questions.
I just went through this kind of, so I know for me it hit me very viscerally because 5 seasons I've gotten used to this character and these characters and it's just a very, and how life can be sometimes, and I know this personally, shocking things happen. But this is a TV show, so I'm wondering what the truth will be, and obviously we'll find this out next week. So you guys are asking us for hope. I know 6 long days, yes.
Yeah.
There's always hope. I mean, that's my mantra. There's always hope. I mean, you never know.
But again, there's always death in real life. And it happens. I mean, he is a police force. It is part of just the duty and the active call. And then there are stages of death. And like, if this really is a death, this is the denial part.
Yeah, for us. Right.
We're still in denial that is happening. Some people have already skipped to anger.
I know.
But eventually, I mean, we have a few more stages in between with depression and grief and all that.
Right.
But and bargaining. But eventually we'll get to acceptance if it is.
My thought is, and I say this with the soaps also, stay with the show. At least watch the season finale. I've heard people say they want to abandon. Do not abandon the show. The show as a whole is still very important television, right, Marisa?
Yes,
very
absolutely. There's still messages and lessons to be had, no matter who is there or who's not.
Exactly. So we're all in denial. We're all feeling it. We're here. We're sitting here with you. We're feeling. I texted her right after.
We were texting last night about this.
I couldn't.
This was like around midnight.
Yeah, I had. You know what's so flavorous? I had to talk to somebody. And I know by now the Hearties were in bed by then. Yeah. I was like, I texted Marisa and I had to talk it out with her because I felt that. So we're Hearties too. We feel it, but also from the TV production side, which we're in, also support the show still. Let's all tune in together next week.
Yes, it's also it's Hearties solidarity, and we love the show from the beginning. Yes. Jack is a big part of the show, but also so is everybody else in the town. I mean, we're still watching, and Jack hasn't been there for the last few weeks, from the last few episodes, but we're still watching it. They're still keeping us engaged, and there's still stories to be told. So there is, and we're not confirming anything because we obviously don't know.
We don't know. I don't know anything.
A lot of people are in speculation right now.
Yes.
But I have to just say, just try to keep positive.
Yeah.
Keep positive.
And I'll tell you, for me, because I do watch a lot of TV shows and I do a lot of stuff, anything is possible, but just no one person is the show. Mm-hmm. So just remember, that's on any show. No one, I mean, not just one person is the show. He was part of a great ensemble. And a lot of these actors are beautiful, wonderful, talented actors and the writers are giving us great story. There's reasons for everything. And like you said, next week, let's all come together as Hearties. Watch next week, but I also want to say too, because I guess because my life coaching comes out, I do want to say you have a right to feel whatever you feel. I don't want to discount anybody's feelings.
Prerogative.
Your prerogative. You feel whatever you want, and I totally support that. But I'll support the show, and I want to make sure that I'm gonna write this out. I'm gonna see what happens next week. Yes. And I'll probably cry with everybody and feel what's everybody's feeling, and it's gonna be a tough episode to watch, I'm sure. But it's going to be a great hour of television. Regardless of what it is, it'll be another great hour of television from the Wayne Costa Hart family.
I can't even imagine what's
I can't either. It's going to be crazy.
I'm literally speechless.
Yeah, we want you to know that we were speechless. We were feeling what you were feeling too. So we're with you. And you guys ask us, we're with you. We're with you in solidarity as Hearties. But we also are with the talented writers and Papa Hardy and you saw that they were and what's really great about this show, and Marisa, I think you agree with this. Mm-hmm. They know the network knows how important the Hearties are to this show. I don't know any other show on television where network executives,
the actual executives,
talk to the fans,
have videos, video messages. No other show does that.
I don't know.
And I can tell you, because we are AfterBuzz TV, we cover 500 plus shows. No other show has had executive producers of networks directly speak to the fans.
Yes.
So that's something. Like, take that for what it is.
Yes.
No one's
someone brings
ever
up,
going to do that.
Karen Helser, yes. Does anybody remember Bobby Young on Dallas TV, where the whole season was a dream? He was in the shower. He's like, "Good morning." I mentioned it before. It's like so funny. Yeah. So anything's possible. And then, like someone said here earlier, it may even open up a whole new possibility of storylines for Elizabeth. Some people have their own predictions in here. I'm seeing. I'm not gonna read them off because there's the predictions. I see them in there. But like Jennifer Barber says, I'm a Hardy for life also. Yeah. I said I will never forsake the Hearties on the show.
We'll keep watching the show.
We'll keep watching the show, but yes, we are also with you. We're in solidarity. We're upset too. We're wondering.
We're baffled right now.
We're baffled.
That's it.
We are baffled because we don't know anything at all. We don't know anything. So this was news to us also. So we're with you, and we felt for, and we just only talk about this. We said we really feel for the other Hearties. So we feel for this fan base because again, the network knows how important you are to the show. They do know this, and I saw was like 99,000 tweets or something last time. Like they get it.
Huge.
They recognize you. They get it, and the problem is they can't see writers can't write for fans per se. They have to write what they feel, and what producers and networks they have to write a certain way. So they really can't write for you, but they do acknowledge your feelings. I see that in there. So
they're very self-aware.
They're very self-aware. So keep that in mind also. That doesn't happen. Trust me. As we do enough TV, that does not happen anywhere else. Does not happen anywhere else. So so I see people speculating things. I wouldn't even speculate anything yet. Just let's see.
We still have another episode.
There were no spoilers.
A lot happens in 42 minutes.
There was no spoilers or anything either. I didn't see any spoilers or anything, right? So,
I mean, even the tease was just clips of old things that we've seen in this past season.
And then you saw Erin and Lori at Home and Family. At the
Home
end.
and Family.
And they held hands. It was like they looked at each other. I'm like,
okay,
oh.
So yeah, that brings us to news. A little bit of news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Just news. Yeah, so on Home and Family, Erin and Lauren and Daniel will be appearing with Brian Berg.
I will be tuning in.
They're going to be doing Facebook Live
Yes.
April 23rd,
Their first one.
2008. Their first one post-season.
Yes.
So something's about to drop.
I know.
Whether it be good or bad news.
I can't wait.
Whatever it is,
Yes.
It's going to be very, very interesting. So
do you know what
it'll be
time?
moderated by Brian
3
Berg.
3 p.m.
I don't.
Oh, it's during my show. Oh, I'm going to be able to watch it live.
Well, I'll watch it.
I was watching it at 4. You let me know. I would do my show at the time.
It's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard
yeah.
Time, 6 p.m. Eastern for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. But,
Yes.
you guys,
Yes.
immediately after that,
Yes.
tune back to our show.
Yes.
Because next week, we have Brian Berg and Alfonso Moreno coming onto our show.
on the show.
They're going to be here.
You're going to be here.
Physically in studio. They're going to be at Home and Family, and then they're going to come to us.
Right here, because we're nearby.
That's right. So, like, if all your questions are answered during this Facebook
Come watch our
Live,
show.
they're going to be answered here.
Yes, they are.
Yes,
They'll be here.
we have Papa Bird and Alfonso
Yes, we do.
coming next week in
Yes.
studio.
They will be here.
So they have some explaining to do.
Yes, they do. And we will
And
be,
in person.
Yes, we will be here all together as a family, a Hardy family.
Yes. So
Who's
send us.
Alfonso? That's what
Yes.
Christopher
Alfonso
says.
Moreno, he's a new executive producer of the season
Yes.
as well of the show.
This is
He
showrunner,
appeared at HFR3 thanks to these amazing photos from our lovely
Yeah.
When Calls the Heart photographer.
Yes.
Extraordinaire herself, Ardra Morse.
I'm excited.
She's
yes.
amazing.
And Brian's been on our show every season.
Every season.
He's come on here every
He's
season.
our
We love him. We
most
love
recurring
him.
guest.
Yes.
He's great.
He's great.
Yeah, he's coming. He's gonna be here.
Okay, folks.
Sitting
So
right here
yeah,
next
get ready.
week. So no, I don't know what Monday's Facebook Live is gonna bring,
I
but
don't know either.
I'll let you know. We'll bring it here. So it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be very interesting, folks.
We'll have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we will. It's gonna be you're gonna want to tune in with us and be with us next week
Yes.
for sure.
So tune in for the executive producers next week.
Yes.
It's gonna be an amazing after show. Whether it's good news or bad news. Well, let's keep it positive.
Yes.
And speaking also of positive, also a great thing that happened too, just of yesterday, which was April 15th, 2018, putting timestamp on this show.
Yes.
We had Christian Cooper and Ava Grace Cooper were at the Young Entertainers Award, and Ava actually won.
Ava, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Ava.
Oh,
To
nice.
her. Yeah, she was nominated for the Best Recurring Young Actress 12 and Under.
Wow.
AfterBuzz
she
was
won.
actually at this carpet as well, so make sure to go on YouTube and check out a bunch of interviews on the red carpet.
Yeah, there
Oh,
you
you guys
go.
were there? How
AfterBuzz
great.
was also representing. You
Yeah.
see, we cover it all. Not
cover
just
all.
our after show,
Yeah, we
but
cover
the red
everything.
carpets too.
Oh, how nice.
Go check out
okay.
that interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, so good things are also happening with them.
Yeah.
You know, the
They're
cast.
great. They're great. They're a whole
stuff.
great cast. They're great. They're so talented.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
So much. All right.
I know.
Let's get into. I mean, we can't do devotions today because everyone's just speculating about
You
it.
said you needed us, so that's
Yeah.
why we're here.
Yes.
So devotions will happen another time. but
Devotions are for another therapy day.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, you said you needed us.
Maybe
so
next
we're
week if we have time.
Yeah, if we
with
have
Brian.
time. Yeah,
Look
we're-
at that.
yeah,
We
oh,
have the
yes.
actual author with us too.
Yeah,
Why not?
that's true.
Why
Yes.
not? All right, so let's get to predictions then.
And now, your AfterBuzz
TV predictions.
I missed that.
And I know I
missed that last week. You weren't here.
I know I was here.
But yeah, shout out to Amber Rachel for thank you for your filling in
Yes,
from
the
the Hallmark
Hallmarkies podcast.
They were
Yes,
great.
thanks for filling in. I mean, I know
they were
some
great.
stuff, but it was great. I'm mostly drained.
All right,
Mostly drained.
James, go. There's so much.
There,
Go.
I mean, there's so many different things. I have a feeling it's going to be, this next episode is going to be centered around what we think it might be. The whole town coming together for something. And it's going to focus on that. I just believe it's going to focus on that. I think it's going to bring everyone closer together. That's my prediction. It is. I mean, everyone closer together. But as I said, my season 6 predictions, I have a bunch of season 6 stuff but that's season 6. But I think this next episode is going to be a real, true, hearty family episode. That's what I think.
Yeah.
My prediction, I'm going to cry several times, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Bring out your Kleenexes. We're gonna need them.
I'm sure. So Marisa, we'll lead up to the prediction queen, Marisa Serafini.
Prediction queen. Oh my goodness. Is it crazy to say don't have predictions, or the one that I do want to
See,
say
it's funny, I know.
no one wants to hear?
Nope.
So I'm not sure if I should even say
Not
it
gonna say it. Not gonna
because
say it.
I don't want to bring it to fruition.
That's why I didn't say it either. I don't want to say it.
So I'll just leave it at that. But
Yes.
I definitely think it's going to be heartfelt and emotional. We're going to lose it
Yes.
no matter what it is.
I agree.
For the finale, it's going to be a lot of emotions.
We're gonna see some great acting.
Yeah, upheavals galore.
Oh,
Erin's acting was, it's always amazing. But
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be a sad episode, though.
Me too. I just have a feeling too. I need Kleenex and wine.
I need wine right now.
I know. Love that it is, and wine.
I'll bring the wine, you bring the champagne. Is
I'll
that
bring
too much?
champagne. That's not too much.
Is it too soon?
There'll be 4 of us. It'll be too much.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I
There'll be a full panel next week.
I agree. I'm not saying it either to put out in the universe, but I think the town's gonna come together. We can say that the town's gonna come together, and it's gonna be a beautiful. I'm sure it's gonna be a beautiful, hearty episode.
Hearty episode, indeed.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we
need
still
passion.
have another episode.
We do.
A lot can happen in 42.
That's very true.
I've seen crazy stuff on television. I mean, we watch a lot of television
Yes, we
here.
do, yes.
I've seen crazy things that go one way
that's
and then
true.
completely change
That's
at
very
the
true.
last 5 minutes.
That's very true.
So keep it positive, you guys. It's just keeping the positive faith.
Yes.
And keeping hope alive in Hope Valley.
Yes, and once where recovery we get either direction, then we can go from there. It's almost like real life. You just kind of, okay, this is a possibility, there's possibilities. Don't panic yet until it's finally either said or not said.
Still keep it fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun, I found the iTunes review.
Oh, you found it?
fun
Okay, good,
so
good,
I
good.
will leave us on a happy note,
Yes,
you guys.
do that, yes.
Thank you to DJMB222. She left us a nice 5-star review. Said, "Love it. Marissa and James are great. This podcast is fun and uplifting." So no matter how sad the episode is, hopefully we can still keep your spirits alive. James and Marissa have great rapport, and I enjoy tuning in every week. Thank you. So keep tuning in.
Yes, keep tuning in.
Thank you, Hearties. Keep tuning in.
Because when the show's on, we're on. We have fun.
We're still gonna be here.
We're supporting
still gonna be
the
here.
show.
And Brian and Alfonso are still going to be here next week as well for a finale. It's the finale episode next week. Oh my goodness!
Went by so fast. The season went fast.
So fast. It's already here. It's already here.
Yeah.
All right, James.
I know.
In the meantime, where can we keep following you?
You can follow me where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. Get my new book. It's called 6 = 1. You get it on Kindle or just regular. And the book itself feels. I picked this kind of cover, and it's really nice to feel.
Oh, I love books.
Yes, I'll get one for you. And you can get on Amazon. And if you're in LA area, I have some workshops coming up. Go on to the superorganizeduniverse.com for details. Come join me.
Yes, go join him, and you can always follow me over at Serafini TV. Follow everybody here at AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, YouTube, all those fun social media platforms. Yes. Next week we have Brian and Alfonso joining us. You definitely don't want to miss that. Definitely tune in for the Facebook Live event as well, and then you tune into us. Thank you, Hearties, and we will see you for the finale.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, Hearties.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.